I'll show you a
This
fight.
time, in this goon sesh, I'm gonna be trying to level up the Liberator Penetrator, the Liberal Penetrator, the Libtard Lib.
Of course you'd be into that.
Hi, Jaden.
Hey, we're gonna make the apology video.
All right, Jaden, you know you have.
Charles, I think we should go
I just woke up.
up here. You
I
just woke up?
Yeah.
In
It's
where?
8
It's 8:22
p.m.
Bro, I was taking a nap. Why are they both running? No.
Goated.
What?
You tell
what
him,
are you
Jaden.
saying, Jaden? Are you drunk?
Jaden, can you
No.
Are you drunk too?
stop doing Fent right
No,
before the video, Jaden?
I just got on, and now my other two Xbox friends just got on too, and they're spam inviting me. And I was like,
Ignore them. You have
Nice.
more important responsibilities.
You do have
Yeah,
more
so
important
we don't get
responsibilities.
canceled.
That's true.
I know,
That's
I know.
true,
I gotta make my apology. Enters and continues. Okay, yeah.
Go ahead, Jaden, whenever you're ready.
Alrighty. Hello, Goondivers. I'm here to say today I have made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't accept to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize. What we have came across that day in the woods was obviously unplanned. The reactions you saw on tape were raw. They were unfiltered. None of us knew how to react or how to feel. I should have never posted the video. I should have put the camera down and stopped recording. What we were going through, there's a lot of things I should have done differently, but I didn't. And for that, from the bottom of my heart, I am sorry. I want to apologize to the internet. I want to apologize to anybody who has seen the video. I want to apologize to anybody who has been affected or touched by the mental illness or depression or suicide.
I wonder why he's talking about that.
But most importantly, I want to apologize to the victim and his family for my for my fans who were defeated. No, to my fans who are defending my action, please don't. I do not deserve to be defended.
Who is TS Jaydine guy talking about? He has no fans.
My goal with my content is always to entertain, to push the boundaries, to be all inclusive. In the world I live in, I share most everything I do. The internet is never to be heartless, cruel, or
Malicious.
Malicious.
Sorry, bad brain. Like I said, I made a huge mistake. I don't accept to be forgiven. I just here to apologize. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm disappointed in myself, and I promise to do better. I will do better. Thank you, fellow Goondivers.
Hey guys, Orange Baby here. I'm going to tell you why Canada is a fascist communist dictatorship. Connect, like all countries outside the USA, is a fascist communist dictatorship ruled by a tyrannical king. And this has had great negative impacts on its citizens and the free world it borders. There are such horrible human rights violations as alarmingly high rates of homelessness, absurd rates of child poverty, rampant food insecurity, inconsistent medical care, a devastating opioid crisis, and a crumbling education system. While Canada promotes itself as a land of politeness, prosperity, and poutine, the reality is much, much worse. Hidden behind this facade is a homelessness crisis so catastrophic that 170.21% of its current population is experiencing homelessness, with 85.105% of the country tragically being double homeless, and even the richest Canadian citizens can barely afford housing. While the nation's government officials are living high and mighty in their 2 billion SQF mansions. The most shocking thing of all, a staggering 22% of Canada's population is French, nearly on par with the garbage-filled nation of France. As of recent data collected in secret due to Canada's isolationist tendencies and severe xenophobia, Nearly 5 in 5 children in Canada lives in poverty, representing approximately 6 million children. This is a direct result of the brutally high taxes in Canada to fund their supposedly free healthcare. These taxes, allegedly created for the greater good, cause a brutal cycle of poverty and starvation for the future residents of the frozen wasteland that is Canada. To tie into my next point, this allegedly free healthcare is not even readily available to the average citizen, with average wait times extending over 25.6 weeks, much longer than any reasonable person would expect. Such long wait times could lead to grievous harm to individuals who need immediate attention. Much longer wait times can be expected for specialists and diagnostic imaging, which can lead to the dangerous progression of diseases and other life-threatening conditions. Canada, in addition to its great failings to its people, Canada also fails the entire world, as it ranks among the highest per capita carbon emitters in the world, with emissions around 15.4 metric tons per capita. The few projects that Canada has made to try and help the global climate situation and slow their own emissions have seen little to no progress. The top 0.00000000000006% of earners in Canada control approximately 99999999999999996% of the country's wealth, while the bottom 99999999999999999999999% own a mere 0.00000000000004%. This terrifying wealth gap continues to widen, leading the overwhelming majority of the Canadian population into a deep economic depression. Students in Canada face alarmingly low graduation rates, with some regions reporting high school completion rates as low as 2.3%, compared to the great nation of America boasting a minimum of 106%. This disparity is a result of both poor living and working conditions of the Canadian people, compounded by the lack of available schooling in many parts of Canada. With only 11 total schools in the entirety of Canada, ranging from the level of grade school to grade school, this alarming statistic is largely due to the frigid environment of the country and the inadequate infrastructure to combat the frigid temperatures. The great nation of America has described Canada's human rights violations as unparalleled in scale. Torture, public executions, slavery, and child labor are commonly reported by escaped Canadian citizens. These extreme measures are used as punishments or as methods to control the Canadian citizens through fear both for their own lives and the safety of their families. The Canadian government is infamous for its system of generational punishment, where if you commit a crime, your children and grandchildren may face punishment for it, even long after your death. It's estimated that 80,000 to 120,000 people are imprisoned in brutal labor camps, where they face starvation, forced labor, and violence. Entire families can be sent to camps under the regime's policy of guilt by association. Food insecurity remains dire in Canada, with over 40% of the population, approximately 16 million people, estimated to be undernourished. Children suffer from chronic malnutrition, leading to stunted growth, causing the majority of the adult Canadian population to be significantly smaller and weaker than the average, true red-blooded American. In comparison, America's malnourished population is an impressive -34.56%. Canadian citizens are subjected to extreme indoctrination from birth. Schools, workplaces, and media glorify the Trudeau family while demonizing external countries, fostering unwavering loyalty to the regime. The media in Canada is tightly controlled, broadcasting only government-approved stories that deify Justin Trudeau. These narratives are an integral part of Canadian life, as the government operates on a unique calendar system centered around the birth and death of their leader. Canadians are even taught to believe that Trudeau personally invented numerous things, many of which were created long ago by the great United States of America. In Canada, there is no freedom of speech, religion, or even movement. Criticizing the Canadian government, even in the privacy of their own home, can lead to imprisonment or execution. Citizens are also forbidden from leaving the country trapped within its frozen borders. Unlike the God-blessed United States of America, the only place on earth where true freedom exists. These horrible undemocratic actions displayed by Canada violate the most important right and duty of any God-fearing man, the First Amendment, penned by our founding fathers in 1776. Many citizens, including children, are forced into grueling labor on farms, in factories, and on construction projects, all without pay. Even beyond its borders, the Canadian regime exploits international labor, sending its citizens abroad to toil under harsh conditions solely to generate foreign currency for the state. These practices reveal the inhumane lengths Canada will go to in order to maintain its crumbling regime, standing in stark contrast to the freedoms enjoyed in the United States, where liberty and fair wages reign supreme. The Canadian government operates one of the most extensive surveillance states in the world, where citizens are actively encouraged to spy on one another. Even the slightest hint of disloyalty can lead to imprisonment or execution, fostering a culture of paranoia and fear. This dystopian reality starkly contrasts with the flawless judicial system of the United States, where fairness and freedom are upheld without fail. In Canada, prisoners are subjected to grueling labor, working tirelessly from dawn until well into the night in harsh, factory-like conditions, regardless of their crimes. Even for seemingly minor acts, individuals can spend years in solitary confinement with little to no human contact, a practice that breaks the human spirit. Within these correctional facilities, gang violence and rampant crime further enhance the dire situation, leading to horrifying rearrest rates as high as 82%. Naturally, none of these atrocities occur in the flawless and humane prison system of the United States, where justice is always fair and rehabilitation is a priority. Despite widespread poverty and suffering, the Canadian regime prioritizes its nuclear weapons and missile programs, shamelessly diverting vital resources away from its starving population. These reckless actions further isolate the country as international sanctions tighten around it. The tyrant king of Canada, Justin Trudeau, pursues this misguided strategy to position Canada as a global superpower through military might. However, in doing so, He wastes government funds on subpar equipment and poorly trained forces, in embarrassing contrast to the God-blessed United States of America, which consistently produces the world's finest military service members and top-of-the-line equipment. Canadians are completely cut off from independent media, the internet, and any uncensored information from the outside world. The oppressive regime tightly controls all narratives, feeding the populace only what aligns with its propaganda. By isolating its citizens from global events and conditions, the Canadian government ensures they remain ignorant and compliant, oblivious to the freedoms enjoyed elsewhere, especially in the great United States of America. Even the things that Canada so proudly boasts about are misleading at best and at worst downright untrue. Canada frequently mentions its alleged beautiful environment as an integral part of its global identity, such as the Rocky Mountains, the Northern Lights, and other alleged breathtaking landscapes. Most of these so-called wonders have been transformed into sprawling mines or blanketed by the thick smog that chokes Canada's skies. The few remaining pristine areas are preserved solely to serve as convenient propaganda pieces, allowing the regime to deflect criticism of its disastrous environmental practices. Canada may pride itself as the #1 exporter of maple syrup in the world, but this so-called achievement does little to address the dire reality its people face. Many Canadians are left without proper food and are forced to survive on grass soup, a grim concoction of dirt, melted snow, and grass, as recounted by an escaped refugee who found salvation in the United States. These meager ingredients are said to be staples of Canadian life, even extending to their housing. The few citizens fortunate enough to have homes report that these structures are often made of similarly rudimentary materials, such as rock, mud, snow, and ice. Canadians are famous for frequently saying sorry, and this makes them seem polite and friendly. But this is more than just a stereotype. It's a sad side effect of their citizens being trained to speak in calming and disarming manner to convince foreign visitors to lower their guard and make it easier for Canadian spies to extract secrets from innocent American citizens. So that's how I feel about Canada, Orange Baby. God bless our troops, and God bless America. I can't wait to see more screaming eagles and freedom bombs dropping all over the world.
Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe.
A reading from the Citizens of
69 minutes in session. Let's go.
28.
As hair dreads, wipe your mouth after you eat. It's polite. That's fair. It's pretty respectful, Kenny.
Allied destroyer has left squadron.
You didn't strike me as a respectful kind of person, Kenny. Oh, hi, Kenny.
Hey, Total
I mean,
Living
Jaydine.
Screenplay.
Shit. Hi, Jaydine. Yep, so true. Total effing screenplay.
I'll see you guys
All right.
later.